This is a presentation of DirecTV, exclusive home of the Red Zone channel, the Fantasy Zone, the Dan Patrick Show, 20 years of NFL Sunday Ticket, the Rich Eisen Show, and America's premier source for sports television.
Okay, guys, the time has come to kick off our 7th annual TV host fantasy draft. Derek, start us off.
2 years in a row, Bob Costas planned the parade.
God.
Chris, keep it going.
All right, fine. Dan Patrick, DP show every day, football night in America. Sports Jeopardy is going to increase that productivity, son. Man, give me my money right now.
Oh, and just a reminder, 10 points per movie appearance.
Oh, man.
Put it on the board.
Hey, give me Guy Fieri.
Man, I keep forgetting about Food Network's strength of 24-hour scheduling.
Gentlemen, one final slot remains. Mr. Irrelevant. Probably won't help your squad any. Derek, your selection?
Brock Everett.
What the hell does he host?
The box score. And it starts right now.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Coward for box score.
Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles, joined by the Danettes out in Milford, Connecticut. We are at 3/4 power today as McLovin is off attending a Rosh Hashanah service. Paulie, is Andrew just pulling a high holy day topper on his back row buddy?
You're exactly right, Brock. I was just thinking the same thing, because Fritzy, a warrior, shows up to work today and completes his day of work. McLovin does the Dan Patrick Show, then blows off the box score. I would actually think that you should be upset, and the Jewish community as a whole. Fritzy, I don't think you're in trouble with the Jewish community. McLovin in trouble with the box score community.
Yeah, I agree. It's, if you're going to commit, you got to commit to the whole day, because then it looks like, as Paulie's saying, that the Dan Patrick Show is important to him, and somehow the box score is less significant, and he can just go run out and all of a sudden be Jewish in the middle of the day after the Dan Patrick Show has come to a conclusion.
Are you a sinner right now, though?
I kind of am, I hate to I hate to say it, but I should be in temple in synagogue with my family today. I'm supposed to, at least the way I was brought up, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, those two high holy days, if it falls out on a weekday, to not be working. But I'm here, and I appreciate Paulie calling me a warrior, and we get through it, and I'll have to make it up to the rabbi next chance I get to go over to temple.
Do you get any flack from your family about this?
They were, like my kids, they're not old enough to really know or understand or appreciate the traditions and customs. But my wife was a little disappointed. She thought that a week or two ago I should have said something and said, hey, on this particular day, especially with Yom Kippur being on the weekend, this was really the only major Jewish holiday to take off to not go in today. But here we are. We get through, and it's all good.
DP tried to help us out here in the Box Score, put Perloff's Rosh Hashanah plans on the line. Here's how that all went.
Okay, if I make this one, you do not observe Rosh Hashanah.
Oh!
Yeah!
You have to obey the basketball rules.
So great. I love when religion makes its way into the show, especially in ways like that, where it's an around-the-back shot off the wall that will determine whether or not you're getting into heaven.
Yes.
I love that about the show.
Well, the I-Team has something here, and God, I hesitate to bring this up, and I said God. McLovin, before he left the building today, he pulled me aside and gave me like a little whisper. He goes, hey, text me and let me know where you're going tonight. Seriously. And I was like, whoa, I thought you were out. He told us for days that he was out for tonight's dinner. Now, I don't know if he had planned this all along, or the shot by DP sent him over the edge, or just the thought of us going out for barbecue together and growing out tonight without him tops his Judaism.
See, I don't think that, I think you're reading too much into the statement. I don't think that means Andrew's planning on joining us. He just needs to know where we're going so that then he can rank last week's dinner with this week's dinner, so he could be like, oh, well, I won last week. I mean, this is a contest.
That's interesting. That's an interesting take.
Well, Fritzy, first off, Lashana Tova to you. And
Thank you very much.
Certainly, with all your life being so public these last couple of years, has the rabbi ever approached you about something you said on air?
Hasn't approached me about something I said on the air, but either indirectly through something my wife may have mentioned, or just being familiar enough with the show and just some of my traits. I'm not going to get into the whole lotions and towels and comments I've made about women that I find attractive, even though I'm happily married. He's let me know, especially on these high holy days, that I have a lot more forgiving and sinning to try to get out of my system than the average congregant. So
your rabbi watches the Dan Patrick Show?
He does. He has seen the show. He's familiar with it, and he's certainly familiar with the role I play enough so where if I don't get back to Temple sometime very soon after missing Rosh Hashanah services today, it could be a problem.
Brock, that's scary because if you think about it, Fritzy's very open-minded and racy in what he talks about on the air, and that is with knowing that his biblical leader of this community is watching the show. Think if he was not watching Fritzy, he'd be willy-nilly.
Yeah, thankfully it's a reformed temple, or it's not as intense as maybe as the Hasidic Jewish people would do, but it's enough where it is a little disheartening. Now it's always in my head. I didn't even think about that at any given moment something I say or do could be followed by my rabbi, and now I'm a little uncomfortable about that.
Well, great. Fritzy, maybe you need to clean up your life, live a little better life. Seton talked about that today on the show, and here's how that all went.
Seton's giving up beer and meat.
And coffee.
Why didn't you just give up on life?
Kind of sounds like I just did, didn't it?
Yeah. What's wrong? You down in the dumps here?
No, I drink too much beer. I probably eat too much meat, and
never heard that phrase.
Yeah, I never heard that either.
I drink way too much coffee.
See, I know Seton very well, and he plays along with a lot of the drinking, smoking stuff and things like that, but I don't think he's got anything to worry about. If we're talking religion and heaven and hell and where do you go and afterlife and as far and things like that. I'd like
I'll tell you what, drinking and smoking is certainly not what's causing my issues with whether or not I'm going to heaven or hell. I can assure that.
That's been decided.
I think I know Seton well enough that he's a very, very good moral person for the most part. I don't know his whole story. We all don't know 100% things about one another, but I think I've spent enough time with him off the air to know that he's got a really good heart, and he's done far more good than questionable behavior.
He's 51-49.
Yeah. I mean, I'm barely skewing in the positive at this point, but it has absolutely nothing to do with religious beliefs, if I had any. I just want to be in better shape, and I kind of feel a little gross, and was like, man, maybe I should drink a little less beer and probably eat a little less breaded foods and things like that. That being said, I'm crushing chicken fingers and French fries in the breaks.
That was your lunch today.
You haven't had one beer yet today, though. Not one.
No, not a single one. I have.
What about the coffee, though?
I have. I've had about 4 pots of coffee, though, so I got to dial that back a little bit. It's ticker. It's the only one I got.
Too much coffee.
So.
Paulie, you seem to be pondering something. You tried to help Fritzy with his health kick. That lasted about 0.5 milliseconds. Are you going to give Seton any advice, even though you disagree with him stopping eating meat?
Well, I'm torn here because I love meat and I love beer, so I would be a hypocrite to tell him to stop. I actually told him don't stop because you'll be miserable, and misery sucks, worse than being overweight or whatever. But I would say, maybe less beer or less meat, but not drastically, because you're just going to be bummed out. So coffee, though, I don't think has a lot of redeeming qualities. I don't actually think it tastes that good. I think coffee to me is close to like cigarettes. I just don't get it. I have a little bit of coffee. I have a couple.
It's like 2 of my 3 favorite things in the world: coffee, cigarettes, and booze.
Yeah, but at least booze can have a little fun. But yeah, I'm going to write up a plan for Seton. It's going to be more meat, not less.
Fritzy, you're a man that knows the menu up and down. What advice would you give to Seton?
I'd like to have Seton drink less coffee too, and less booze and cigarettes. I want him to be happy and healthy, as I want all of us to be. And not too long ago, he's running marathons and raising all kinds of money for charity and everything like that. And I'm certainly not one to speak about taking care of oneself, because I've had my share of pizza and Chinese food. And all that
Fritzy,
stuff.
if you came out to the bars with us when we're down in New York, you could probably curtail Seton's drinking, but that would make you have to leave the hotel.
That's right. I would have to actually socialize and get out and have interpersonal
pants on.
Yeah, especially the pants. Once I get into the hotel and I'm comfortable and I got the towel out and my laptop and I pop the TV on and the Chinese food's been ordered, there's really no reason to leave the house till the next morning until I go to the studio. But I do want Seton to be at his dance best.
All right. Well, we hope the best for Seton in his road back to thinness. Coming up, we're going to be talking Derek Jeter. Oh.
Are we done with the Derek Jeter controversy? Comments, opinions, soliloquies, anger? Surprising. I'm still amazed. I really am. I'm still amazed that where Keith Olbermann started and where everybody else took it. Understand that you're in a relay race. Keith gave you the baton and you carried it for him.
Welcome back to the Box Score. Derek Jeter's final game has been overshadowed by some recent criticism. Paulie, as a media guy, is it tough to separate the fan from the critic?
Yeah, I guess so. But like when someone who knows baseball like Keith Olbermann says something, I think I listen to it differently. I don't dismiss the fans though, because that's something a lot of people in sports media do. They dismiss the fans' opinion. A lot of shows don't take calls or emails. So when we get a call about someone like Jeter, if you have a good call that can make you think something differently, I think you have to embrace it. And just because someone works in the media doesn't mean they're an expert. I don't know that Keith Olbermann has ever played for the Yankees or an MLB team, just like most fans haven't. So he's not an expert because he works at ESPN. You're an expert at something because you've devoted years and years to watching it.
Fritzy, amid all the buzz over Keith Olbermann's comments, have you been asked to reach out to Olbermann to get him on the show?
Yeah, we've kicked it around. There are some things that over the past several months where we were more interested or less interested. The focus has been more on getting Jeter himself on, or if there's if there's someone that's going to be like covering the game tonight that we'd want to hear from tomorrow, depending on how things play out and with the rain expected in the forecast. But Keith, it's kind of touch and go. We've had him on a number of times over the years, but he hasn't been honestly a top priority person to have on lately.
The boss made the comparison between Jeter and another athlete that I think got one Danette very giddy.
I see parallels with Jeter and Tom Brady, believe it or not. Early success, good looking, who they dated was important, extremely private. Now people probably look at Brady as over the hill, overrated. And he went to Michigan. Jeter's from Michigan. Sort of the same age there. So I see some similarities there. Probably dated a few of the same women. Who knows?
Hey.
I don't know. Who knows?
Finally, we're covering something worth talking about. I could have listened to that for the rest of the day. We could do it all week, as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't get much better than a Jeter-Brady comparison.
Whose career would you rather have?
Jeets, all day. I'd rather be Jeets. 5 rings, New York City, killing it.
Minka Kelly.
Overrated, but you could still, at the end of the day, be like, I don't care, dude. I love it, yeah.
Paulie, your thoughts? Whose career would you rather have?
I would say Brady just because I like the sport of football better, but I mean, Jeter's career is silly. I mean, a Yankee career it trumps almost everything in sport. Unless you're like an all-time great Laker, or an all-time great
Cowboy,
yeah, but it's just not. Yankees are probably the only American sports team that is really international, and people know who they are. Well, the Lakers too. But Jeter's career is sick.
Yeah, I don't care if Jeter had no rings and struck out every time up. Alba, Minka Kelly, Johansson, Hannah Davis. That lineup alone of ladies that he spent time with is enough of a reason. Nothing against Giselle and whoever else Brady was with before that. I know he had
Bridget Moynihan.
Yeah, Bridget Moynihan. That's strong too.
Full apologies to all those ladies.
Yeah, they're beautiful and I'm sure they're wonderful people. But Jeter,
that list doesn't even include the random Tuesday that he just went out.
Yeah, you don't even know about.
Years, like 20 years of those, that's just like, holy moly, it's mind-boggling. It's like trying to fathom space and the concept of it always expanding. You're like, good Lord, what this guy has lived.
Brock, I always think about that, what it's like to be famous. We're on a television show. We're not famous. There's a big difference between the two. And, growing up when you're in college and after college, you spend most of your hours away from work trying to meet women. Going to bars, whatever it may be. These guys literally have to stay in to avoid women attacking them. That's got to be a surreal lifestyle to have.
But wonderful at the same time.
Yeah, no argument here. I mean,
no one's even noticed.
Brady is bought.
It's just like a bowling ball in my face.
Yeah, and Jeter just goes for like the 2-month lease. I think that's just better business. After this, we will see how well the Danettes know their boss's movie taste. Stay with us. Welcome back. We here at the Box Score are into two things, arguing and rehashing things that make us argue. One point of argument throughout DP show history has been Dan's taste in TV, music, and especially movies. Paulie, Dan's famous for disliking some classic ones. Which one baffles you the most?
Disliking. Now, there's other movies he hasn't seen. The Natural with Robert Redford, I don't know how you dislike that movie. If you say it's not the best baseball movie of all time, I could listen to that argument. But if you say it's not a good movie, that's factually incorrect.
Well, we decided to see how well you guys know the boss's movie taste, so we gave him a list of movies and asked him whether he liked them, hated them, or did not see them. And it's up to you to tell us how this all unfolded. Every man for himself. And here we go. The first movie is a 1984 action staple, The Terminator. Seaton, did the boss like it, hate it, or not see it?
I couldn't possibly fathom anything other than liking it. It's impossible. We actually just had this conversation this morning.
Yeah, just to watch the Terminator.
What a great movie Terminator.
I think this is a trick question.
Nice Nightfall Walk. You gotta like it.
Paulie?
I'm gonna say he didn't see it because there's no way you could not like it, like Seaton says. I'm gonna say not see her.
Fritzy?
I'm gonna say he liked that one.
Let's see what the boss said.
First one was awesome. After that, lost interest. I'll be back. I won't be waiting for you.
All right, he likes the Terminator. Sorry, Paulie.
That's a good line.
The next movie in
Well,
question is E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Fritzy, start us off.
I could see Dan saying that. I think he definitely saw it. I don't know anyone who didn't see that, but I can totally see him saying that he did not like it, that it was probably overrated, and he'd go against the grain and say he was down on E.T.
Paulie?
I'm gonna go didn't see it for the reason that he didn't have kids yet, and in '84, I'm guessing he's just out of college. He's like a 23, 24-year-old man.
If he didn't see
he's probably not going to see E.T.
Oh my goodness, is that such great logic? Well, first of all, there's no way he liked it because it's way too popular of a movie for Dan to ever say publicly that he enjoyed the movie.
He doesn't. Yeah.
Did he? So he definitely wouldn't like it if he had seen it. But has he seen it? Your logic is.
Thank you.
Impeccable.
Is it possible he wouldn't have
I'm going to say that he'll get more joy out of saying he didn't like it. I'm going to say didn't like it.
Well, this is what DP thought of E.T.
E.T., one of my top 5 movies of all time. And I think what goes lost on people is what Spielberg did is he didn't show grown-ups. It was really a kid's movie. And even if he did show grown-ups, it was really the mother in there and the one guy who was actually trying to be a good guy. All the other grown-ups, you didn't really see them. It was about kids. And I love C. Thomas Howell.
He likes it just as much as Drew Barrymore likes Scotch back then.
He's gonna zag, huh?
What is a 26-year-old man going to see E.T. for? It's a kid's movie.
Take it up with the boss. All right, next up, Paulie, how well did the boss like Men in Black?
Oh. It's either a don't like or didn't see. I'm gonna stick with what I didn't see.
Seaton.
Boy, for some reason I want to say that I can remember him talking about Tommy Lee Jones in that movie. But I would be shocked if he spent time watching that. Didn't see it.
Fritzy.
I'm going to say he saw it, but did not like it at all. So I'm going to say he did not like it.
I'm going to say that Saul does not have an R in it. Let's see what Dan said for Men in Black.
Men in Black, I never got it. I don't do the whole, space age or whatever that kind of stuff is. But once again, I like the actors in it. I'm just not big on that kind of movie.
Did not like Men in Black.
That's
not a non-answer.
That's a non-answer. He didn't say he didn't see it. He said, I don't get that. Like, I don't get it. I didn't like the actors in the movie. I don't think he saw it.
Well, we don't.
Leave it up to the fine production crew, though, to get a direct answer out of the boss for the quiz segment. That was well done.
He did kind of make it sound like I don't see why anybody would go see that other than the.
I would like this answer to float over to tomorrow's show, Brock, if you don't mind. And if your I-team could do a little more digging, we'd appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Very vague response from Dan.
This one is a bit of a cult classic. Seaton, what was Dan's reaction to Dr. Strangelove?
Loved it.
Fritzy?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Seaton. I'm going to say he saw it, and he saw it, and he enjoyed it very much.
Okay. Paulie?
I'm going to say he liked it a lot. Fritzy saw Dr. Strangelove 7 with Christy Canyon, but that's a totally different genre.
Really was.
I'm going to say he did like it. That was kind of in the late 70s wheelhouse for Dan.
Let's see how Dan liked Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah, I don't remember Dr. Strangelove or Dr. Strangeglove.
Never saw it. And finally, let's go Disney. The movie is Bambi. Paulie, did DP love it, hate it, or not see it?
He has kids, but I don't know if his kids would watch that kind of older movie. He wouldn't say he hated it because that's just not good for your image. I'm gonna say didn't see it.
Fritzy?
I'm going to say he saw it and that he enjoyed it very much and was moved by it to tears.
Seaton?
Very emotional.
I'll accept that he didn't see it, but if he doesn't hate that movie, I'll look at him differently then for the rest of my life.
And Dan's answer for Bambi is?
Still plays, still brings tears.
He likes Bambi.
You like me now?
Wow.
Don't know why he cried at it. I never cried at it.
If Bambi came to my backyard, I would do this. I would lock in on Bambi and light Bambi up from 75 yards. I don't care how big she is.
Little veal parm, little venison.
If Bambi sees this, it's lights out. You know that, Seaton.
Fritzy, you are our winner today, so congratulations, Fritzy.
Well done, Todd.
Venison sounds good right now. Okay, after this, let's see here. Oh, well, what would Seaton do to catch Jeter's last home run ball? Welcome back to the box score. I'm hitting the bar right now. It's never easy to see your favorite player call it quits. Paulie, I may know the answer to this question, but what player's retirement hit you the hardest?
Walter Payton, playoff game against the Washington Redskins. Last play of the game, they needed a first down to even have a chance to win. He caught the ball, ran 9 yards, got knocked out of bounds, 1 yard short, went under the bench. He was sitting there like this on the sidelines. I was so depressed. My friends were over watching the game, and they wanted to go out afterwards. We were in college. I said, I'm just going to stay home. I went to my room and just sat there by myself. I'm not making that up.
Fritzy, how about you?
Other than Anna Kournikova, because I missed seeing her out there, definitely John Elway, the emotional victory lap after beating the Falcons and going back-to-back with the Super Bowls, and listening to his press conference and being very emotional about how he'd love to continue playing, but his body just won't let him continue to try to win 3 in a row. So for sure, Elway hit me the hardest.
Seaton?
Only one comes to mind for me. Promising young career, tragically cut short. Steve Balboni retiring. It was really the anti-Derek Jeter in that there was zero media coverage. It's almost like he never really even existed. And that one still stings to this day.
Bye-bye, Balboni.
Yeah. Bye-bye, Balboni. I think he played for the Royals for a short bit. See, what would you give up in your life to catch Jeter's final home run ball?
What would I give up in my life? Interesting.
Showering?
Well, I mean, Kieran would understand. So that would be my son. I'm kidding. No, I wouldn't give up my son.
Send him up the river like a little bastard.
All of a sudden, I just saw like 7 eyebrows go, I'm like, no, I wouldn't really do that. I don't know. Beer?
Would you give up watching sports for 10 years?
Oh, sure.
Wow.
Sure.
Paul,
yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, easy. Paulie, would you give up eating beef for a year if autumn would come a month early from now on?
Oh, that's a plunger. I would give up eating beef for 3 hours. Yes, 3 hours.
Fritzy, would you remain abstinent for a year? And that may be a trick question. If you were able to sing Private Eyes with Hall & Oates.
Solo abstinence?
It's not always a self thing. Sometimes it's a partner involved.
Oh, what's the ratio? It's got to be 4 to 1.
The ratio is horribly not in my favor, but I see where you're going with that. Jeter's home run ball is not that important to me. I need to. I need ways to relax.
Okay, how about this? How about you sing Private Eyes?
I'm trying to say it in a clean way.
How about you sing Private Eyes with Hall & Oates on their last concert ever?
Oof.
On stage.
Well, you get to sing with Hall & Oates?
Is that what we're saying? Perform with Hall & Oates?
You, Fritzy.
You know what? I really, as much as I like Private Eyes and Kiss on My List and all that, again, I will have to defer to the towel and relaxation techniques.
The terrible towel.
Because there's a lot of anxiety built up, and Hall & Oates and pizza, Chinese food, and Derek Jeter's home run ball just falls short of what needs to be done sometimes.
All right, Hall & Oates, he's given up Private Eyes for Private Time. Which is
Private Times. I'm watching you.
Very good. Okay.
Private Times.
When I'm alone on my town. All right, Fritzy, who's on tomorrow?
MLB Network analyst Cliff Floyd will join us in the New York City Man Cave, and also actor comedian David Alan Grier from In Living Color fame will stop by. He may even cook for us, but he'll join us in New York City as well.
Living Color, loved him, hated it. I liked all that stuff. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching The Box Score. Set your DVR or tune in weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on Audience Channel 239. And you can also catch our podcast on iTunes or at podcast1.com. Here's to Fritzy's housekeeping folks.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey! Thanks for watching The Box Score. Holy cow!
This was a presentation of DirecTV, exclusive home of the Red Zone channel, the Fantasy Zone, the Dan Patrick Show, 20 years of NFL Sunday Ticket, the Rich Eisen Show, and America's premier source for sports television.